Welcome, this is Grammy Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us happy, makes us laugh. Hence, we say the crimson light is live. So, we just need to remind ourselves to laugh because when we laugh, we are increasing the endorphins in our bodies and sending out this wonderful vibration into the universe. What you give out is what you get. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, we are it looks really okay. So this is Mother Eve, and yes, it's because of course she comes from a long way. There is so much, you could see all the every wrinkle on her face really has a message. Her third eye is open, she is illuminated. Yes, her eyes are open wide here as well. It's showing, can't you see? She's conveying this message. Can't you see? This is what I am trying to teach, or this is what I am here to show you, that there is joy, there is much to be achieved, there is much to explore, there is much to enjoy. Never mind what story was told before about eating the fruit and I was punished. No, the punishment is not really opening our third eye. The punishment is really not realizing that, there are some people who have been gaining the benefits of this, opening their third eye, being illuminated, being conscious, but of course, thinking that it takes too much energy to wake up those who are still asleep and not wanting. It's that idea of some people, you try to wake them up and they're like really dead, and you think, I can't be asked, I can't be bothered. But this is what Mother Eve is trying to say: wake up, and so there we are. I am that I am. The story seemed to have been the same, that has just been going from generation to generation. As far as I can understand, whether it was from Adam and Eve, there was something had taken place. They ate of something that opened their third eye, that evolved, made this whole thing, it's just really escalated, that they were punished. It's not to be seen as though that we are here to make sense of our existence and to understand the essence of creation and to embrace all of life's beauty. And of course, yes, we are promised those things if we find ourselves in that number 5, which is the ending, meaning end of the old thinking. This has just come to me and this is delicious. The end, because this is where God, and of course now I am understanding where we are talking about God, and of course there is Satan. Well, Satan. Satan is also 10. Now that makes sense. That makes sense because when we count from 1 to 4, that comes to 10. Now God is saying, I am the beginning and I am the end. The beginning is here and the end is here. So God is meeting us at the end of where Satan leaves off. I love it. I hadn't seen it like this before, although I'd come close, but I am now really understanding. So basically, this is where we are fed with all kinds of stories. We are fed with all kinds of things, but remembering, that Satan can only go this far because his name really is S-A-T. That is the Sat, the past tense of sit, to sit down or set. There is Sat, S-A-T, like Saturday, or Saturn. In fact, it is said that the planet Saturn is really Satan. Now that makes sense here. S-A-T, really at the bottom here, pushing you up to do things. It's like coming, get up, wake up. That's what Satan does. Really, trying to teach us. This is the same thing. I hope I'm not being perceived as Satan right now, trying to to say wake up, but that is what happens. So Satan comes in that form SATA, and it goes into this N here, the new. In fact, so basically, here in this template, it's like saying his job is to really take you into a new place. So as long as we are in accordance with that teaching, we will find ourselves in that new place. Of course, we'll take our feet and go into this direction, because when we get into developmental street here, which is getting our orientation together, this is where I say we are getting our orientation together, our north, south, east, and west. That happens, and we go into the new, which is where Mother Eve takes us to as well, because Eve is here and the feet is there. So she's already showed us that she has eaten of the fruit. She has become illuminated, and of course is there with us. She is there with us. And no matter what we are doing, she is there with us. That unconditional love. She, even where we are in this Satan, this sack system, she is there with us, making no judgments. It's like reminding us, there to remind us, no matter where you are, I am there with you also. This is what it is. And Christ said the same thing. Where I am, there ye may be also. I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, there ye may be also. I am, where I am, the I am is 5. This is what Christ was talking about. Being in this 5, the recognition of 5, opening the third eye. This is it here, opening the third eye. Where I am, there you may be also. I go to prepare a place for you. That place would be new. So this is where Satan takes us into this new, or Eve is with us. We are going into this new section. And of course, this is where we become elated, because we are getting that orientation of ourselves together in our north, south, east, and west. We are also introduced from this section. From this section, we are introduced to the awakening stage of the East. We see E representing the East here again, and we also have the West, which is where the Father is, where the way is, the way. So we come from, it's like east to west. That becomes the 13. It seemed like the 13 is what we are physically engaged with as well, the left and the right hand. Let's just put it this way. We have done left and right was really 7 and 8. So that was 15. And 1 and 5 is 6. Okay, so we're just saying for argument's sake, this here, no wonder it is said, and God done his works with the works of his hands. When I see the works of your hands, the moon and stars. Moon, of course, is 3 as well. So we see that in this section, Eve is there, presented to us in this wonderful place where Christ is, and this is where we become illuminated. Of course, we get our orientation here, but when we get into the new stage in Christ, of course, we are so busy in the new. It's like going to a new country. You go to a new country, and of course, you don't remember home, because otherwise you won't have any sense of orientation of where you're at. So you are looking and trying to find out where your north and your south and your east and your west lies. You are, occupied with getting your orientation in that new place. That's what happens. Now, whether you are happy or challenged or whatever with it, you go into Fox Street, because this is where you are faced with the new and the old. What you had learned here in that developmental stage, you are making an assessment to see what serves you in that area. Here it is with waters, the S here, the waters, the S here. It's that movement, that softness, that nurturing that you got from Mother Eve. and you are building your home, that A also is representing your house, your new life that you are building, which represents 3, which is this column here. We see A, so you have gone back to a representation of that A that you had in this section. It's repeated here. A, is as it says, you are starting at that point. You are taking in consideration what you've had, your inner learnings or developments, and you are taking those skills and talents, and you are building your new life here in Fox Street, of course, to protect yourself and whatever else. Although this part here, you don't seem to need any protection as such, but it's that sense of orientation, that sense of understanding, that sense of meeting with that inner part of yourself that you had not known before. Hence, you are reorienting yourself with the new and the old in this section here. This is what the fox part here with that X. Another north, south, east, and west. Before you can take your journey to Gypsy land, Gypsy journey. This is journey. And of course, on your journey, your eyes are once more open. Illumination. That's what happens here. You are illuminated. Of course, there's a T here saying this is where you know whether you are going, whether you put a bar here, where there is a boundary, because there seemed to be a path that's already paved. So you will find the no entries. This is not a part here where you break rules. All the rules are already in place and you abide by them. So this is saying that when you are in this section, of course, you come into your gypsy journey where your feet is planted, you are grounded, because you know what you have what you have done, what you have planted, and you are looking up now. This is what 7 does. It's grounded, yet still it is taking into consideration that which it has planted, that which has grown. It's making an assessment, a real vital assessment. This is saying, well done. This is the stage. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. In you I am well pleased, because then you are ready for inland revenue. Headquarters zone, sorry. So headquarters zone, this is where you can identify yourself. There's an I here. You can identify yourself in this headquarters zone through that revelation. Through revelation, because heaven and earth is being revealed to you right here in this section. And you are happy to pay your dues. You get to the heavens, and there's the sea. An abundance of everything you can see in heaven. Okay, and of course, you come back down to earth. You plant your feet here because you have paid there in this section. You are paying your dues. You are happy to pay your dues. Here is E to remind you. It's like you have given birth to your child, but the child meets grandmother at this section. This here. E is here to receive you again. It's like, ready to take you back. And, it's like that spirit of mother, spirit of Eve is always with you. Facing this angle, ready to go with you. Even in Revelation, the N also equals 5. So E equals 5. It's ready to take us through the other cycle. So now I am really accepting the idea, of course, where with God says, I am the beginning, so I equals 9. So I am the beginning, the beginning and the end. So we see beginning starts here. So this is a new cycle, beginning here, and there's the end. End of what? This is what I had been. End, of course, meets new here. So we can continue make that choice to go through this cycle. We can also come back here and say revisit, because we need to do that sometimes. This is what we are doing on this channel right now, revisiting the story with Eve. So I am really wanting to go back to making sense of all the jazz that I had gone through in this early section, whatever it is, because also the beginning is also reflected here in Revelation. Revelation is so beautiful that way. So I am really going to end this presentation here, and I'm hoping that we have made sense of this template in a newer light. We continue to do that. We continue to see Eve's presence and Christ's presence here. And of course, I am still wanting to do the worm, It's really a worm, and I can understand that that's what's happening here. A worm moves. So that's understandable. When it's ready to be done, it will be done. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, thank you. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found it fun. I hope that you have found this enlightening. We are looking at new things. We are being a new field because we are planting new seeds. So stay bright and stay ignited. Namaste. And of course, if you like this presentation, share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Okay, thank you for watching. And spill over with love.